I hate reading. This is something I hear from my students every day. At many low-performing schools, students get the idea that being smart isn't cool and that their time is way too valuable to be spent reading and writing. I know how hard it is to teach something to kids who don't want to learn it, but something that I've learned from my students is to treat them like real people. English doesn't have to be your favorite class. It wasn't mine either, but don't tell me you don't like to read. Do you text your friends? Do you have a Facebook? Do you have a Twitter? Yes, they reluctantly say. I know you do. So you don't hate reading, you just have to find something you enjoy reading. And by the way, you don't hate writing either. You just have to find something you enjoy writing. Despite my repetition of this mantra, kids who are so used to failing don't just believe one positive affirmation. I had to show them that they were actually smart, and their exemplary texting, Facebook, and Twitter skills could actually translate to something meaningful. Last summer, I read an article in the New York Times about the rise of Twitterature, a way to marry social media and succinct literature, creating a phenomenon of 6-word memoirs, 140-character book summaries, and Twitter haikus, or twaikus. This social media incorporation fit perfectly with my don't say you don't like reading policy, so I crossed my fingers and hoped that they wouldn't think it was a stupid idea. The students were not happy to have to write a poem for homework, let alone 3. But the third had something they immediately recognized, a hashtag. I told them they had to write 3 haikus, one about nature, one about anything they're interested in, and one to post on Twitter. My only feedback was, Miss Mosh, you only have 9 followers on your Twitter? I didn't feel like the activity was off to a good start. The next day, I had 24 followers and counting, and a couple of students were tweeting me haikus. Should I accept Miss Moshtagh's friend request on here? Okay, sure, why not? Hashtag twaiku. I let them share their haikus in groups, told them to pick 3 of the best ones, and gave them the option of typing their poetry into my Twitter. Our poetry reading was a success, as students asked if they could share more than 3 from their table or volunteered to read their own to the class. While half of the class usually doesn't bother to turn in their work, every single student got credit for writing poetry that day. I saw my kids completing work because they knew they could do it. They tweet all the time. Their homework could have a hashtag in it. I let them use YOLO. See, I replied, I told you, you just had to find something you were interested in writing. And they wrote about lots of stuff they were interested in.
I want a sandwich. Perhaps Nutella on white. Yum, peanut butter.
Me encantas tú, por favor ven conmigo, nunca te vayas.
Meta World Peace boom. James Harden falls to the ground. Meta World Peace runs.
I like to kiss girls. When we kiss, we make babies that grow up as G's.
雨降りに見えた過去の日、懐かしい。
I love my mirror. Without my mirror, I am bored. I love myself. Duh.
My kids are smart. Most kids are smart. They just need someone who believes they're smart and gives them the tools they need to succeed. Students came to me at the end of the year telling me that though they always hated English, this year it was their favorite class. That they were shocked when they found themselves staying up late trying to finish a book that I recommended to them. That my enthusiasm and our rapport made them want to actually try to write an essay, even if they knew it was going to be a lot of work. That they realized that reading doesn't always have to be boring if you read something you like. Throughout the year, I tried to make literature meaningful to them, related to their lives, and provide them a way to read the world around them. I treated them like real people and tried to give them skills they would need to succeed in their lives. I'm going to miss those kids, and I learned a lot from them. Just as I expected them to give reading a chance, I had to give them a chance to show off what they could do. Each student has strengths, interests, and skills that should be used in my teaching, even if they tell me on the first day of school that they hate reading.
I wish that I could show you all I've seen. I've been well educated in sadness. I've learned all I need, and I felt the tug of fame. I've been soft-spoken. I've watched the hills all burning down. I felt the fear split wide open, and I used to watch the sunset on the bay in the vivid colors of depression. the light of fading day. And I tried so goddamn hard to be satisfied with what filled my eyes.